What's going on, everybody? Thanks for coming back. Wisdom from the Upper Deck. Episode 4. Me, the birds, sitting out in my backyard, ranting about baseball. Thanks for joining in. Before we go any further, remember to smash that subscribe button, sign up for notifications, like this video, share it, tell your friends. Like I said, I might get along with your dad who loves baseball and just wants to argue. Send him my way. I'd love to talk to him. If you happen to be a Mets fan and you're tuning in and you have that agita that kind of comes up once or twice a day and you start thinking about the Mets, you put the game on and they're losing and you're like, oh my God, is it just going to be another crazy season? Check out my Mets PMA meditation video, which may calm you down and we can elevate the collective Mets field and bring them some success. Monday morning, we're sitting here, sitting in the cheap seats. We have a lot to talk about. We are going to focus on pitching, specifically no-hitters, specifically 7-inning no-hitters. I got the planes overhead again today because I'm sitting in my Shea Stadium seats, and just like back at Shea, there were planes flying around all the time. So what do I expect? I come out in the backyard, I'm gonna have planes, right? Anyway, MLB instituted last year during COVID the 7-inning doubleheader. Now, we also could talk about the man on second to start extra innings to speed up the game, whatever. But the 7-inning doubleheader is something that I think is a Pandora's box that they've opened up that may come back to bite them. Because at this point, you now have major league games that are shorter than other major league games. Sure, you could say, well, we'll just worry about it when it happens, right? Well, it's happened. Madison Bumgarner, the Mad Bum, threw a 7-inning no-hitter. As of now, everyone around it's calling a no-hitter, except for MLB. They do not recognize 7-inning no-hitters. Okay, I can see where they're coming from with this, because a no-hitter's hard enough to throw, 9 innings hard enough to throw. We've only had a handful of combined pitcher no-hitters. It's not easy to throw a no-hitter. It's a little bit easier to throw 7 innings of a no-hitter. If these games count, then why don't they count as no-hitters? I happen to believe that a 7-inning no-hitter is not a true no-hitter. Why? Countless times I have watched teams and pitchers bring no-hitters into the 8th and 9th inning and lose them. As that starts to ramp up, anxiety, you have the energy, things get a little bit tougher, the hitters get a little bit more choppy, they don't want to get no hit, and it gets tougher. With a 7-inning no-hitter, the climactic sort of rise of the game isn't there as much. 7 innings of no-hit ball is great. And Madison Bumgarner went to Arizona after leaving San Francisco. He was like kind of He's looking like, anyway, yesterday he looked pretty good. With that being said, I did my research. I've done my homework. I went online and I clicked some stuff into the Google and I found out some pretty interesting things. Let's roll the numbers. Okay, after doing a little bit of research on the Google, I came across a fantastic website. milkiespress.com/lostninth.html. This website has all the information, all the no-hitters that were lost in the 9th, dating all the way back to 1961. He may even go further, but we're going to start at 1961. So take a look at this. Between 1961 and 2020, only 50% of no-hitters made it out of the 9th inning. Half! That's how hard it is to throw a no-hitter. These guys were bringing no-hitters into the 7th, 8th, and 9th and lost them 50% of the time. Pretty interesting stuff if you ask me. When it comes down to about 50% of no-hitters are lost in the 9th inning over the span of the last 50 or 60 years, then we have to start weighing whether or not these 7-inning no-hitters are going to count or not. With that being said, 7-inning doubleheader is also just that sort of getting your foot in the door of changing the rules of the game a little bit. Do I think the National League needs a DH? I do. Except for Jacob DeGrom, which we're going to talk about in a second, who's got more RBIs than earned runs. The NL needs a DH. We just need to keep it like that. I understand the purists, and I'm a purist, And maybe I'm a purist when it comes to 9 innings, but you can't shorten the game. You're going to shorten the game? I'm not so sure that the 7-inning doubleheader is going to go away. I think it's here to stay. I just hope that 7 innings don't become the norm for baseball, which means that the no-hitter of the 7-inning doubleheader is going to have to be recognized. Part 2, a quick rundown of Jacob DeGrom and his otherworldly stats. The best pitcher in baseball, hands down. Okay? 50 strikeouts through 4 starts. Last start, 15 strikeouts, 0 earned runs, 2 hits. He is hands down the best pitcher in baseball. He could even win the Cy Young and MVP this year. I know it's early. It's April. Still, it's possible. He has said himself that he wants to be on the inner circle of the Hall of Fame. Inner circle? Sounds like some Skulls type shit to me. Fine, let him in. The guy is great. I've been a Jacob DeGrom fan since I saw him strike out like 9 or 10 dudes in a row. Marlins back in 2014. He had the long hair and he was just mowing guys down. Then he was in the All-Star game. I think he had a 10-pitch inning where he threw 9 strikes and the announcers were going wild. He's striking out All-Stars left and right. 2015 LA Dodgers playoff game. The Mets went on to go to the World Series that year, although they lost, unfortunately. Pitched a ballsy game. He was not striking guys out, but he was just getting himself in and out of trouble. Then Jacob DeGrom decided, I'm going to cut my hair, and he took off. He's winning Cy Youngs. He's striking dudes out. He's got low whips underneath 1. He's also not getting the run support, and that's fine. I'm not even going to talk about that because you know why? It doesn't matter. The dude is incredible. He's on pace to win like 20 games this year. I think that he should be in the conversation for MVP if he keeps this up. Cy Young MVP. A pitcher can be MVP. Okay? Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Wisdom from the Upper Deck episode 4 is done. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel, sign up for notifications, tell your friends, share this video, let me know what you think. If you happen to be a Mets fan and you're tuning in and you have that agita that kind of comes up once or twice a day and you start thinking about the Mets and then you put the game on and they're losing and you're like, oh my God, is it just going to be another crazy season? Check out my Mets PMA meditation video, which may calm you down and we can elevate the collective Mets field and bring them some success.